Welcome to TradingLounge and the European indices, and starting with the FTSE today and looking at it as wave 3 in play over here, and looking at the move down as an A and a B and a C wave here for the A wave, and then looking to the upside as an A wave, a B wave, and then 5 waves up here for a C wave of B wave, and then looking down at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for C of just the A wave, and then we would be looking at a B wave coming back into play. So we're in a complex intermediate wave 4 correction, which is from wave 3 here over to wave 4. I also want to point out too that if I've made a mistake, it's nice to know where we've made that mistake, and the mistake would be that wave 3 wouldn't be in place, and it's actually not in front of the US markets, it's actually lagging the US markets. So in this particular instance here, then we would need to look at this in terms of an A and a B and a C here, down here as a corrective move, and I've got this as wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and going up for wave 5 here, that we should see this move up, make a new high, and then move down for wave 1, retest back for wave 2, and then down for wave 3, 4 and 5 in this sort of manner here. But if I've made a mistake, then we need to look at this A wave here as wave 1 here. So wave 1 here, and then wave 2 here, and then all of this 5 wave structure becomes the third wave, and then we will have a fourth wave across here, and then one more push up into this space, and then down from that point. Now, this particular move from this low here to this point here is quite real, and it reminds me of the NASDAQ count. So it's quite possible. What we're aiming to do is to look for a short trade, and the short trade that we can look at will be observing wave 1 coming down here. We would need to see wave 1 come down in 5 waves and not 3 waves. If it came down in 3 waves, then I know that we'd be moving higher from that point. But even if it came down in 5 waves here, it doesn't really secure us as a bearish trade either. It does mean that we would get, if we got 5 waves down, we'd get a 3 wave counter trend, and we'll get another 5 waves down, and we'll take that trade. But it may not pan out. It may just come down to just give us another 5 waves here in sort of a little bit below this wave 4 here, and then move up again. So it could be a bit of a trap. So we'll have to work that with a little bit of care. Yeah. So just wanted to point out that it's possible that we could move up higher here, and that would be in line with the NASDAQ. So on the 1 hour chart, there's not a lot of difference I can really point out here, except that from this wave 4, our target coming down here was the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, or the 38.2%, the lower end of the box here. And we're looking for 5 waves to the upside here. I can point out that we've got wave 1 and 2 and 3 here, and wave 3 normally comes in at the previous high here. And then give us a wave 4 and a wave 5 to move to the upside here. So we are looking for a high above here, and because the extension was in wave 3, we can look at wave 1 and wave 5 being roughly the same, you know. So yeah, look, we've got a bit of work to do in this instance here. This top here would be in line with the S&P 500 topping out at this stage. Now the DAX, we can see here straight away without the wave count that this market has found support on the 13,000. So it's vibrated across here. This is being a corrective pattern here. It moved up here, tried to find support here, and finally found a bit of support here, moved up and come back, and it's hit it nice and squarely here. So we're looking at this being one more high to come into play here, a little bit like the FTSE as well. And we also need to be careful here as well, because realistically this could be counted differently here. It could be counted as an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave sitting on this low here, and then a move to the upside as wave 1 and back for wave 2, up for 1 and back for 2. So a building process here. So really, we need to be mindful of that. We also, we need to be on the long side because we've got support. We can't be on the short side of the market because we've got the 13,000 as that tested support there. So, but at the same time, our count is suggesting to us that we will be looking at this as wave 1 and 2 here, and 3 here, and 4 here, and then 5 waves up to make a new high here. Because it's overlapped this wave 4 here, let's just go to the 1 hour chart here. So because this wave 4 is overlapped this wave 1 here, then it does put this into a very weak situation as an ending diagonal triangle, and we could end up with just 3 waves to the upside here. So it's going to be a bit of a difficult count here, but we should still take out this top here. We either take out the top in 3 waves, or we take out, or we can even fail with 5 waves from here to here and not quite make a high. But the main point is that we're not short yet. That's what we're looking for, and you need to be on the long side at the moment, not the short side, because we've got a very good support playing out on the 13,000, and yeah, we've also the trend line here suggesting resistance here, and also we've got the 50 and the 61.8% resistance in this space here as well. So I think that we need to see this as support. It will take a little while for this to become like the support sitting on this space here before seeing a move to the upside at this stage. It's possible to count this as 5 waves down here as well, in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for 1, back for 2 here, down for 3 here, back for 4 here, and down for 5 here, and coming back to this space and failing from this point and moving down from here. But we still can't short it because we don't have enough evidence for that just yet, and we're not under the 13,000 at this stage either as well. So we need to be on the right side at the right time, and that simply means that we need to be on the right side of the closest largest number, and we can break that down into fractions, of course, into grid size. So 13,000 is the main one, and then 13,100, the 100 here. So yeah, let's just sort of see how we go. The S&P 500's got a little bit further to go up, and so has the NASDAQ as well. So we're going to be heading higher into Monday and Tuesday. Okay, AEX, beg your pardon. And this is also quite interesting here as well. We would need to change this market into the same count as the DAX as well now. So, but it is interesting because it does appear that in this case here, this move down through here, that we actually have 5 waves down as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 waves down here. So in that case, we'd see an A and a B and a C coming back up to the 50-60% mark. Looking for that to fail at this point. But if we line this up with the other market, with the DAX, then we need to look at this as wave 1, A, B, and C here for 2 here. This is for this being 5 here, and looking at this like this here. So it does appear that we will be moving higher for this market here as well. So I mean, we are looking for the short trade with all of this. So we just don't have it yet. So this would be the short trade coming into play here now. So we could look at this 548 here. If that became a retested resistance, then we need to be short from that point. So I'll just put that below it because it would need to come down, retest it, and then retested as resistance before moving to the downside. Yeah, so I'm not quite sort of sure here, but what we could say here too is that from this high and this low here, we're going to find some sort of resistance, well, at the 550, which is, there's two blocks of supply here really, so we've got the 61.8%, we're above that now, so that's basically that block here, right? And then the second block is these guys in here, so that's where that's going to play out here. But it certainly can move up to looking at the US markets and these, it can move up as wave 1 and 2 here, topping out as 3 here, wave 4 coming across here, and then wave 5 moving up here a little bit higher before rolling out. The important numbers up here, of course, are 53, 55 and 56 in here. 56, bit of a GAN number, and that normally comes into play quite nicely, but we should be looking a little bit higher into this space now. All right, I'll leave it at that. Cheers.